Hello everybody. Historically, in order to build a dashboard, data analysts would have to plug in a third-party reporting tool to support this functionality in their projects. Thankfully, Snowflake have listened to their community and added an easy-to-use dashboard facility inside SnowSight. So, another good reason to move away from the classic interface. In this video, I'll show you how we used Snowflake's inbuilt dashboard features for a client project. My name is Terry Catt, and I'm a Senior Data Engineer with Projective Group, who are a premier Snowflake services partner in the UK. Okay, let's discuss a real-world use case for dashboards. First, some project background. The client wanted to migrate their stressed legacy reporting tool to take advantage of Snowflake's scalable platform. This involved first migrating their 8 terabyte database from SQL Server to Snowflake, and then the setup of real-time replication. For the initial project phase, there were no immediate plans to change the ETL processes inside the database and to keep the reporting data model unchanged, so they could keep their investment in their current reporting platform, which in this case was SAP Business Objects. We immediately identified a number of project risks or pain points that we need to monitor. Some SQL reports were failing due to use of Microsoft SQL Server functions. These mainly involve date functions, as these are incompatible with Snowflake, so will need to be changed by the developers. Improved report performance was a key driver for moving to Snowflake, so any slow queries need to be identified for investigation and optimization. Reviewing the balance between runtime costs and performance across Snowflake's virtual warehouses was also a key observation point. Let's see how a simple dashboard can help us track these concerns. Okay, first step. Let's just start by opening some worksheets to build some SQL queries to give us the data we need. For this particular dashboard, we'll be using the query history data as our source data. This query here is going to give us the slowest query, so we're ordering the results by total elapsed time to sending and giving us the top 20 rows. So let's run this query and just check the output. That looks good. I think we're good to go. So what I next need to do is to copy the query, and then we can paste that into our new dashboard. Okay, creating dashboards is very easy in SnowSight. So where you need to go next is in the projects area. There is a dashboards folder, and under there you can see a blue button that says plus dashboard. So we'll create a new dashboard and call it new_dash. We need to then specify the warehouse, and if we create a new tile, we can create it from a worksheet. We can then paste the query from the previous worksheet into this window and just hit execute here. And if we say return to new dash, we can now see the results, which is perfect. We're also, you notice up here it's got the worksheet date and timestamp, so we'll change that. Let's quickly amend that. And we'll change it up here and change it to 01 slowest queries. And then return to dash. The ability to apply filters to query results is a key requirement for dashboards, so let's play with the filter function. If we look inside here, we can see there's two system-defined filters already available. These are to do with date ranges and date buckets. I've also set up a new custom filter called username, which we can review here. You'll notice what it does is defined via a query, and it's selecting distinct usernames from the query history table. If I want to use that inside my query, I need to go back to the query and add a condition that says and username equals colon username. So the colon user underscore name is actually referring to the filter value. So let's test that here. looking good. Return to the dashboard. And notice at the top here we've got the date filter and the username filter available to us. Let's quickly expand our dashboard to include some other key metrics. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the worksheets, pick on query number 2, which is failed queries. I'll copy the query, flip back to the dashboard and add a new tile. I will paste the query into the worksheet, perform a test run, looking good, and then return back to the dashboard. Now we can see 2 queries, and I have forgotten to change the title, so let's change the title back as well. So this is going to be O2, and this is going to be failed queries. And return to dashboard. There you go. We can also easily change the layout of the dashboard as well, so let's reorganize these tiles. Charts can be a simple and powerful method of flagging data anomalies, and also they can be great fun to construct. So let's add a chart to this dashboard. So once again, I'll flip back into the worksheets, find a suitable query. So this is basically returning back the cluster number and the execution time for that particular query. So I'll copy the query here, and I'll go back into my dashboard, add a new tile from the SQL worksheet, paste the query in there, just do a quick execute, check it runs okay. And if I hit the chart button here, you'll see Snowflake's had a very good attempt at giving us what it thinks the graph should look like. We can actually change that. So let's say, for example, we want to show a bar graph, and we want them to be stacked by cluster. So we need to add a new column, include a cluster number, make it a series, and if you look down here, we can stack the actual reports against the cluster for that particular time bucket. We can change the date order to be ascending, and we can label the y-axis to be the number of queries. And we'll make this particular aggregation a count rather than a sum. And we can change the report date granulation to be down to minute level. I think that's looking pretty good. So let's go back to the dashboard. And there we have our graph. Finally, it's important we're able to share the dashboard across the teams. So let's see how we can do that. There's 2 ways in which it can be accomplished. So if we go to the share button here, what we can do is actually share a web link to the report. So we can actually say people can review the results, and if I say get the link, this will produce a shortcut link which I can paste and send to other team members via email or via chat. The other method is to actually invite people inside Snowflake. So I can look for members such as Malcolm, and I can say to Malcolm, do you want to review the results on my dashboard? And what Malcolm will see is if he goes into his dashboard section here, under shared with me, he'll see this new dashboard saying _new. Okay, that concludes this brief video presentation on dashboards. I do hope you found it useful, but please feel free to leave any comments or any suggestions on other videos you'd like us to produce in the future. So it leaves me to say thank you and goodbye for now.